The videos that I posted this week that show up in the pink sweater, that's not me. I'm going through something. Everybody is, humanity is, and I am humanity. And also, the one that you see now is not me either. You see, me right now, the now that you're in right now while you're watching this, I'm somewhere out there in the forest doing something and kind of getting into my vortex, kissing my kitty, giving her time, and it's kind of early in the day now, but yeah. So make sure you know that never is the screen you've got going on. Well, really, it's this. What do we call it? It's your screen, I guess. There's a better name for it. Cartoon. Your cartoon. It's called a screen for a reason, because you have to figure something out, and the standard um, communications would help you with that if you listen to what you were saying. If you knew what we use, like scientifically, like what does a science laboratory use a screen for? Yeah, see, because I know I do some herbal work, and I know how to screen things. It's called sifting. You get a certain quality thing or a size or whatever. And it also, but see, we've also heard monitor. Monitor is also where you look it up. Now that's getting more, to me, the real what this is. Uh, don't mind the word real. We do have REEL. So but this is because there could be a synthetic version of something and then a real version of something, and that's okay. We're not saying that the synthetic version doesn't help us understand the real version. Not at all. In fact, the Buddhists and even that have been living, and unfortunately they're all kind of perishing. But I think even Dalai Lama would say no, that yeah, there's a use for computerization and the ability to communicate. Well, first of all, because Buddhism is just a conversation between two very different, diametrically almost opposite uh, people. I don't know why I said almost in the middle there, because, well, some of our words don't really get to where we need to go. I don't think, as far as the actual experience of what we need to say. It's not like that these people can't meet up on the same level and start having a conversation. If they didn't belong together, why would they be there? Why is it happening that there is such the difference, or even communication saying that's happening? There's, you know, really, it's kind of a cartoon land. We can talk about a conversation between somebody who has graduated into the heart and can see the mind for what precisely its nature is. They are using their mind and it's not using them, as opposed to the one who is not graduated into that. See, when you say the heart, what is it? Well, the word ear is there. The word here is certainly there. And then we have a T that is here, there. Now, north, south, east, west, did you make it into your body? And then all of a sudden, like here you are in the plasmatic field, outer space. Did you open an account with reality, which is outer space? See, I love discombobulating a lot of the narcissistic population, which everybody's a narcissist. Um, if you consider what the word narcissist is trying to point at, if you have a mind over there, there is the sense. There's something called the sense of self. That is what we struggle with if we are a narcissist. Um, um, uh, if we're the kind of narcissist that we are puzzled over, it's like, well, where did they go? They're right in the room, right there. But um, really, quite frankly, it's hard to tell who is who. After a while, you need to figure out what's really going on there. It's about your energetic connection. After all, you want there to be good reason and stuff. There isn't any time better to spend, but in the moment, really, and they're not available for that, like a lot of times, and for a lot of things. It's just keep your eye on it. They're not paying attention, period. So, I talked about the interest thing. that they think it's best to have only 1.02% interest is ideal. But anyway, that language out there, it's there, and I'm dialing in on it accidentally, and it's like, okay, I hope you appreciate how that. Leave it to money, but I'm not going to hold it back. I'm going to probably put enough information when I see that it starts channeling more and more. See, there's other things that I could um, raise money with. I was talking about the tiers in my Patreon that I'm trying to understand in my head what they're just telling me. And you get back on there and you see it's a whole other platform. I guess like I'll say here's my Patreon account. It's just like Facebook, except for now it's called the crowd funding application, where it's just purely, it's like if you're interested, see now, if you listen closely to what they're saying, like openly, without even you having to pay for the information to come in to be alerted about it, they're saying, well, my brand, your brand, what's your brand? To get your brand, and it's very computerized, by the way, it's right. It's like people are now advertising, which I can't believe it. They're advertising about like emojis and stuff, or stuff that's equivalent to that. To me, it's like they're holding up comic book stencils, and they're like, look at this cartoon. You can have any one of these cartoons. There's a certain program where you can just easily, it just clips on and off, and they have the announcer there is like such the narcissist, right? And the microphone is huge, and it's like, and of course they speak just like a robot, and it's unbelievably attractive. Of course, you're not going to be as perfect as that, but you can just be mesmerized by this particular, and it's like, babes, we were doing that was a game that we played over there, the computer. Yeah, you can do simulation, virtual reality simulation. I mean, don't get too locked up in that, I mean, now, because I've lost my place, I'm wondering, why are we doing things again? What's going on? See, now, I'm thinking with you. I hope you're on the train of trying to think with me. See, to try to put our very existence is, there's just a possibility of a human being here. By the way, this is where I'm thinking, well, now, how does money fit in with that? I happen to think that it's honestly trying to segregate out. It's saying, these are the ones that should be in control of money, and these shouldn't. Now, when I say this, I was talking about Buddhism, and there's maybe there's two different types. They have a conversation. That's all. And this, they have a computer too. It could happen. Conversation. Anyway, either way, um, yeah, there's the word CO there that I keep shortening it down. I think it means company, or could be like co. I'm like right. What does co mean? Codependent. When you in the word co-dependent, what does it mean? Corresponder, coherent. What does it mean? Co. It's supposed to mean a. Pardon me, listening to what's happening. Somebody's getting up off their egg-laying situation. Um, does it mean like double? Double for some reason, right? Like couple? Yeah. Um, the illusion of two really is there. I mean, look at that. That's what the Buddhism is looking at. It's like, well, um, why do you think there's two here? There's just one. As far as the man-woman scene, there is an illusion. We back way up. It's fucking fun. How much of the conversation do you think we can have, as far as a Buddhist, that even themselves will watch it unfold? Nowadays, she could show up as a Barbie doll over here in the West, sitting on the West Coast, just letting it flow and saying, "Man, now here's where we are in the movie, as far as looking into reality and how it all works and what's happening now." Um, Very hard, because does she keep track of it? No, not right now. Lots of distractions, by the way. I wanted to make a movie a video about distractions. How it's like, I know that a lot of people are thinking, well, Shauna, why can't you just admit that this is working for you? That the universe is working for you? Well, oh, exactly. See, now here's an epiphany that I had today. Because I'm a Libra, and I'm going to slap your fucking face right now. It's Libra time. With Libra's just waiting. My generation is like, excuse me, yeah, yeah. We've been through the Capricorn, toxic, all of it. Not just the last 15 years. Let's get into 35. All of it. 50, 50. It's time for the 50s. The half bakes to come up. No, I'm sorry. At least we're gonna say our last like, chirp, you know. And boy, was I onto something? Of course I am. If I it seems like I lost it, you won't know. I am so onto something. But I hope you're thinking with me a little tiny bit. If it happens, now let's get back to the shift thing. I was talking about the screening and the monitor. The monitor is interesting. Monetary? It's almost close to that. It's like, why is the word monitor here close to the monetary? Word monetary. And I do not see. You can have some pretty diabolical, or what do they call it, Luciferian or whatever, um, minds behind the ideas of these things. They're saying, yeah, exactly. And it's like, but they're flipped upside down. You see, you have to remember that you're having a conversation that's coming from, they're like, uh-huh, and you're like, wait a minute, but wait, really? My white is your black. Your up is my down. Your in is my out. My happy is your sad. But you have the same rules, and we seem to not be able to recognize that problem. Like, you think we're all working for the same thing eventually? No, you happen to be working for fucking Darth Vader over there. And don't be a Luke Skywalker. Did I talk about Princess Leia already yet? What is wrong with her? Did you notice how that? This is where I'm a 70s girl, raised in the 70s. Here I am. Can you tell? I might give me my surfboard and I need to go to the beach and forget about this. Um, give me a Coors. Turn on my radio. Smoke a cigarette, I guess. What was happening in the 70s? God. Yeah, all of that really was getting up out of the 60s and just taking a breather and wondering, well, were we right? Well, let's get into the movement of how that Pluto in Libra really questioned the whole marriage system for sure, but the whole Libra, everything that had to do with Libra situation, which is love. Libra used to say "I love" until something would try to confuse it, and it's like, let's get back on our feet. And who helps us get back on our feet on that? But Aries, always our Aries. Pardon. A little bit of fighting. I need to go out there probably. They have everything they need though, but they don't like the kind of seeds that they have. The chickens, unfortunately, it's hard to feed our animals nowadays. Getting back to the Libra generation, that's going to alive and up, and it's that love. It's very complex, but fortunately, it's a self-organizing system. And it will begin to put together algorithmically something useful, and what's here is to aid us already. It's here already. I love my already organization foundation built through resonation. Man, after a while you're going to see that I'm 25 years ahead of time, and really there isn't any other avenue to go. I'm offering a passageway through the space, as I am the leader, not only the leader, the leader of what, Shauna? Of the universe. It's possible that I'm here. They say eat and drink of me now. Um, and I didn't just say don't buy me a bitchin' office chair that I can sit in. That you know. I said go ahead. If I get 600 office chairs sent to me, I know how to give. Okay, enjoy me getting old right in front of you. I'm bothering to stay in touch here. We got me creeping on my 50th birthday. It's a milestone, right? And I don't really acknowledge the illusion of time or any of it. I have been pummeled by people who are what their problem is, right? And it could be mine too. But we're see that the saying goes is we're helping each other home. What do you mean? Well, babe, this here illusion, all of it. I just at the very least, home is now. Did you make it to now? Can you be an authentic presence period. So see, because present or presence is now. I love jumping onto the subject matter, man. It gives me the chilly willies. I'm an Aries rising who says R is hello. If you miss this very very vital place that you're in, which is in your I am and your body, then boy, oh boy, babes, lots of problems come up. Did we lose the war? Did we lose our aware? Remember that? See, I'm trying to put things together, string it up. Will it refine in front of your face? Of course it will. Because I'm a musician, I know what to keep and keep it on repeat, to repeat, to repeat. But more like it's refining, and it's all about the timing. When you start getting into soul, oh, you get on a roll. And all you're doing is reminding people that have forgot. And it's really easy to do that if you get lost in your box, in your bots. Yeah, there's programming that is literally keeping us like looping in an era. And it's like, well, how long has that been happening? Well, here's how long it's been happening. If we go back overseas, um, into like England, where the rumor goes, and we've heard the historical accounts that this thing moves overseas and it starts to colonize, and that word right there is very peculiar. Colonists. That's the sheep in the meadows. As far as and all colors would wonder what is trying to tell us. You want to be careful of colonists. Anyway, God, I already made this video. Um, but yeah, we're looking at this thing that, it goes and it reforms through what? Well, I guess gunpowder is the teacher and the shamanic guide and advisor there. And there's money. Money first. Uh, we have no idea how that thing entitles itself to overlay just a possibility, really a perfect opportunity. And everybody knows that and knew that. On one level, there's something else that really painstakingly um, does something which is called be lawless, and it breaks the rules. Yes, say it again, kids. Be lawless, and they break the rules. Yeah. What do you mean by rules? Uh, you have a ruler there. It's interesting because I'm a musician. I want to break it down and just go general. I don't want to get all complicated. But because of the words too are going to point right at it, and this is music to my ears when I start just channeling it, and I should get paid for this kind of thing. It's not the lower vibrational frequency of me. That's one thing, and you want to fund that. If you learn something from it, you think maybe there's a possibility that our language holds the key to unraveling a lot of bullshit if you just know what you're saying. See, ruler, um, it has measures in it, and very much so. That's just in case you want to use any amount of outer space. See, peculiarly, right? Doesn't a doesn't a ruler start pre-measuring a space there and says, well, you're going to put matter there, and you have to know the exact amount of space needed. Well, musicians are doing the same thing, and we have something called measures. But in my mind, babes, I'm not talking about what's on the musical sheet, although that's really a good way to look at it. I mean, but that's the worst way to read music, babes. Music is a circle. It's circular. Uh, just look at the way a music machine works, a music box. You don't have it happen. You don't have it happen until you have that wheel there. It's beautiful. That's how you're reeling it back to you. But uh, I will be able to refine what I'm here to do and put together for us to bring something back for what it's going to be needed. If anything, people start catching on. See, the thing about the truth is that it's not anybody, one person's like corner on the market. Unless you're Satan over there who says, yeah, and I'm going to hide everything, even how your body works and what language is doing or whatever, for a reason for anything. Just hide all reason. And what if you need something? See, the thing is, it takes a lot of energy to do that. Because you're hiding reality and the truth. And so what do you need, though? I mean, who cares? But a human aperture. Now, I said that very loosely. What I mean is the aperture that has the potential of becoming human, but is just like this. It's a technology, 100%. Yep, you are now watching Shauna's Sci-Fi. Made it to minute 20. We're going to make this a long video. You have a creator in outer space, and you're highly technological. You are mainly electrical. You're hooked into a plasmatic field. The governor really, if you want to know, it's not that you have like it's somebody else on a wand down there. No, the sun. The sun is very important. Is like a router, and it's giving us information. It's giving us all life, to tell you the truth. But I was dialing in on this darn sun. This is why that the rising sign is so important in your astrological chart. That's your actual rising sign. Your sign is the sign that was rising when you were born. There's a reason. Now, technically, see, it's the rising. It's the sign that was right. See, it's the sign that was rising when you were born. The sign that was rising on the horizon. That's where, see, on the eastern horizon, where the sun rises. See, there's a phenomena of something that's happening on this plane that has to do with the sun, and this the way that it shines night and day, night and day. There is a I'm looking at a plasmatic field that lights up with a certain energy, and then it deadens down. And I see a lot of things and a lot of plants, especially, they technically they do sleep. They go to sleep. You'll see them droop down, and then they wake up, and then they go down, and they wake up. And see, you can't disrupt their fucking sleep. Maybe yes, you can. You get your false fucking radiation of light there, and it's like humming, humming, humming. It's just up, and it's like you can speed up the growth of a plant by 2 times by just doing 2 times more light at a certain time, and learn how what its toleration level of all that is, and everybody knows that who smokes a joint. Minute 22 and 22 seconds. We're going to dare post this fucking video, but I was mainly posting it saying, I am not the person you see on any of these videos, and I'm not one, like, I didn't escape that. It's because I escaped being a picture. No, it's the same for all of us narcissists. We are not the picture. By no means is the TV set too, or your newscasters or anything, a reflection of reality. Uh, no, it's not really. It's in reality, and it does have an interesting point of view there. Literally, you're looking at it like, yeah, but no, really, is it the point of view? Now look at a camera. Your camera. See, I wanted to do this. This will be fun. Can I do it right now? Let me see. Um, let's put a video on, but turn it around. If it's turned around, see, what do you see of me? First of all, let's try to see what's there. Wait a minute. Now, I'm trying to see me. Where am I? I'm supposed to be on this fucking thing. Well, I held it upside down. See, if you want to do experiments with Shauna, you have to be patient. Can she find herself there? I'm trying to cause an absolute collapse in the one-dimensional reality and show you your house of mirrors that you live in. That you can't drag us into this crap, No, no. Why do I have? Pardon me. No, no. Why is it so hard to find my image? Because I'm not skilled yet. Hi, I'm here, but I should see. I'll do this. Well, let me just turn this off. I love you too. Let's do this together. Huh? Well, oh, there was some other way I was trying to think of alerting the system here that we know that there is a vacuous field called meta, and that narcissists are like, no, look at this picture. That's us. That's me. And the one I have in your mind, my mind, is definitely you. That's what is called objectifying, or just causing them to be an object. It's just an object. You're chasing after an object, and really that person, I mean, have you looked? They are vomiting. Today they have fucking um, botulism, and you don't give a fuck. I mean, it's a sad thing about that, man. Commonly, we can see sadly, people won't be there for people when they're sick. They're only there for their own need, and that's one of the ways there's a narcissist there. When you really need help, when you really are sick, and it's like you can't, and um, they can't be there for that. If it's some human situation, really, you can go a long ways with them, with this surface show, but they won't be there. Eventually, you'll see them shut down because they're just not capable. You can say they'll ask you, they try to get close to people, right? And they want to be phony about it. I mean, they have to be. So they ask you, hi, how are you? And it's like they've been there enough and stuff, and they are drawing enough off of you, and you would love to have somebody there for you, and you're getting more and more vulnerable, perhaps, and because you are going through something, and well, it's one thing after another, perhaps, and well, now your mom is in the hospital. Well, she's always been in the hospital as a scenario, and so now you're really bummed out about that, about that she's not going to really going to make it, and you can tell that they can say, "Hi, how are you?" "Hey, what's up? What's happening?" And you'll be like, they pretend to be interested in subject matter of your life. They can only pretend to be. By the way, because they know that you're going through something, and so they'll prey on that. Unfortunately, I don't know what I'm saying right now. I don't like the subject matter. Um, but that's the way they prey on your emotions. So but they can't fake the fact that they can't connect with a damn thing that actually helps us. See, there's where, in the conversation, talk about Buddhism again. You just say, you can say, oh, they ask you, how are you doing? Or how's your mom? How's your mom? You say, oh, no, unfortunately, the prognosis is really bad. She's probably only make it 4 days. Um, and I have this and this and this I got to do. And see, the more you start saying that, the more you'll start seeing them like go like this. Really, they don't lean into you and go, so you need this and this and this. No, it's more like, and literally you will feel like that you don't have any more space or reason to say anything. If you are really genuine with a narcissist who has no capability of being there for real human situations, more like emotions and downtrodden, and you're challenged to even talk about it and get relief, really to have a well-being happen. No, see, you'll find out that if you really were natural about just shutting down, when they shut down, it would be like just like a talk about the weather. Just going to talking about the weather, they won't even notice. You'll have to notice how it feels in you being going taking your fucking humanness away for this person that just is like, okay, wait, we're still babysitting here, and they don't have time for not really their life. They don't get involved, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to get on the subject matter. Sorry. Because I think there's healing happening all around me. I I love feeling that people transform under the right information or the right influence of people that have done their work. Astrologers are trippy because a narcissist can't be a very good astrologer. You see them talk about a ceiling or a glass ceiling. See, it's about enlightenment. It really is. When you see, narcissism is such a vague word. We're talking about whether or not is a person enlightened or not. Yes. And in the beginning, I was telling you about Buddhism. Where do we go with that, Shauna? Well, that's the conversation between these two people. That one of them is enlightenment, but this graduation is into the heart. Oh, I made it. I don't have this fucking mind directing me around because it says even what fucking it needs to do because it's a certain time of day. Really? 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 Yep. There's where you get a whole different monastery, and they're there, right? They're not eating. Nobody's. What I mean is nobody's eating. It's there available. I'm sure there's food there. You have your own bowl and you go eat when you feel like it. You know, when it feels like doing it, you do it. When it needs to be done, you get it done. They're called actions that you do. And then there's this other world of activities that is the complete diametric opposite, because there's two very complete diametrically opposite going on. And see, it's happening in one person. You can have the mind and the heart there, but here's the thing: is you cannot have one foot in one door and you cannot have one foot in the other. This is a big philosophy that comes up where the mind says, "Oh, it's about getting me together. Really, you have to digest." Well, see, this is the thing: is they say about thoughts, 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 thoughts. Quality of your thoughts should be, they should be all positive. Make them thoughts positive. See, when you see a positive thought, hang on to that thought. That's the way. I'm here, baby. Me, mind, man. I am here to stay. Way more than reality. Hey, I mean, what's that? The truth over there? No, I'm talking about thought. Thought. See, they never talk about imagination, do they? Thanks for going with me on this performance. Very few know about this. I would rather talk calmly about it. I don't like getting you to be a nervous wreck. It takes a lot to perform and channel and be a cartoon artist for people to, for the lowest of lows, right? I'm here for, somebody was like saying, Shauna, you should get on X. X is a far more better platform. There's people that are going to hear you there. It's like, babe, I don't want to be around people that can simply hear me. I want people that are like kind of looking down and then they finally hear me, right? Because what good is it what good is it if we take a bunch of sand over there to the beach, you know? And I'm not just sand, by the way. I'm a bunch of crystals, and I'm here to I'm here on the lowest plane, looking at the low and feeling like the low, because for a reason, so I can bring up the low, and I do that through really having, at least there's a word that they've passed around globally that says, be resilient, and there are two here trying to help us. There is an awareness. Say that there are honest creatures. You want to get into extraterrestrials who, babes, they don't break boundaries. Like, let's talk about the lawlessness and the ones that break the rules as far as this creation here. Like, it's your own body. If you happen to be able to use two eyes to look at this darn screen, and if you have 5 limbs, basically, I don't know if you're a fucking amputee or whatever, but you have 5 points where limbs intend to come out, then you can't get out of this school here. Did I talk about the school you're in? I hope this is the same darn conversation. Anyway, it's the same conversation we're going to always keep having as far as people that start seeing through what is really just, it's getting really fucking worn out and tired and boring. And then, like, what's really happening at Top Notch, which is just talk about the lawlessness and then the pillaging. It's like, good job. You made it to, did I talk about the generational thing that's happening where here's how you tell that they keep stringing out eras and looping it back and causing an industrial boom, and it's like it's the 50s somewhere. They're just getting into their taxi, their world of. I swear they've done this across the board, and they are not only is it showing up like that. It's like this. It's vibrational frequency. You have a mindset. You have within the human organism this way of programming it into the mindset or the field or really it's the programming of perception, a backdrop thing that just keeps up a fucking program. I don't know why I'm here to figure out, like, okay, so are you just going against something that you don't want to conform enough, you're not doing it enough that you're just going to get sick over it? And it's like, oh boy, I wish that I can get taken care of. Really? I'm not refusing help? No way! See, I have to go to the dentist, and it's my birthday here. It's probably going to escalate by my birthday, I don't know. Capricorn relationship here, but it's just God telling me, saying, what do you want to do? Just the only time you get out the door and meet new people is when you go to the dentist. I already made that video. Anyway, it's 35 minutes of this. I'm doing something to relieve pain here. It's called being creative. Now, that word, babes, hi Rooster, I'm going to be out there right there in a minute. It's about time for me to let you out. My little baby cat's doing really good. She had hard stools today. I have to switch over, right? Of course, don't feed him the same food that killed their brother. Um, but I don't think it was really the food. But then again, I don't really know. So why would I keep feeding it that? See, I took away the litter box and I took away the food. And I got her chicken. And I'm just trying to do it because it's the right thing to do for the house. The place needs to be balanced out, and I don't really have a profuse problem. See, I'm a tiger myself, and I would rather be around a cat than a rat or a mouse that's chewing or something. And they tend, the mice and things, they tend to just stay away if they even smell the cat. And I didn't just say that my cat smells, but it sure can. You know how they can. And, but I am here and I keep on top of it, and I have kept on top of it. And as far as my cat suddenly dying, and I can pluralize it too because my older cat died of the same kind of. It looked the same, and my eye is open, and it's like it doesn't mean that I can no problems happen around us. No, it's like no, we're still observing things, and it's like we can just see some things, and like it's hard to explain. It's like this. Now the only way I can this is just the right kind of thinking. It's the right relationship with everything, and you kind of just you start doing the math after a while, and you think, no, but why did it happen like this, and why did it go like this, and then why does this happen like this? And then when you start to go onto the internet, babes, I'm here to tell you, and I think you already know if you got this far, YouTube, be careful, because no, you have to be able to detect it. This is why it's so big that you need to know about the eye opening, because there's so much that you will misunderstand that they are holding away from you. You have to learn. It's going to be hard to learn. First of all, that none of it is real. Would you shut it off every once in a while and go out into Mother Nature and get into just what's in the box in front of your house as a fucking little bug scene and some trees? Because, yeah, get out, turn off the TV, kids, and go outside and play. Right? Unfortunately, no. This is much more complex than a television set. See, we're radiating ourselves to hell. There is something that's going to naturally happen. It can naturally happen through algorithmic play. There's a self-organizing system that if the computer interacts with the human being, which is the original computer, they will begin to quicken their enlightenment in such a way that that's the holy fucking danger, and why it's taken so long. That, to tell you the truth, this thing, the iPhone, was made, well, probably it's timeless, but Tesla, um, in the 1880s, is when he was holding the first iPhone. Basically, he just knew. He says, no, we're going to have in each of our pockets. It's going to be the most effective way of. It's like, it's a watering system. In case you think, and I was getting back to, like, if you look at the nature of the camera is not virtual reality. It is reality. That one that yeah, we can go on Zoom. I can call in 50 people, and we can be so-called live. See, they can do live meditations. Say, so now everybody, Everybody just start breathing in and saying I love you, and forgetting about just really, but it's much more than that, because if you're not really authentically letting go, there's stuff that's going to happen more deeply through this. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy the new me. Ever transforming, really. It's just when I turn this off, when it hits people and begins a shift in consciousness, I'm a completely different person. Now I'm moving. I am so downloaded with stuff that I can't unfold right now that this is ridiculous. I might, if we are at all able to stabilize and keep our, communications going, I will keep radiating, and you'll see something refined right in front of your face. I know, I can see as an astrologer. I'm looking for a healthy, uh, uplift of, like, say, no, I see, you see. We cannot afford, not even, especially not in 3D, to be around people that can't be present to our calling. And they can't, if they're not part of it and able to, like, witness and actually say, no, this, my life too. Well, see, that's complicating. A lot of people say, well, why does it have to be that way? I don't have your life. You don't, bullshit. You don't have your own reality either. There's only one reality behind all realities here, and the truth is the same for everybody. This is what we have to keep echoing into a narcissist's face, because I think it confuses them, and see, you can be confused too. You can say, no, actually, I take that back. I don't think that if I see three apples there, and I go like this, and I say, would you, that's because I aligned how many that you would see if you dropped them on the floor, what you would hear. Bop, bop, bop. You know? It's like, well, how do we tell the narcissist that the truth is the same for everybody if you do reduce it down to numbers like that, particulate matter, and say, look, if there's five apples there, can I throw them against your head, and then you'll know, you'll actually feel the number five, and then you can see the number five, because we already have a language here. See, this is the thing. When there's gaslighting, well, we already know it's a gaslighting, but they use it. They say, no, it's four. We could all make a mistake too, and there's where it's like double gaslight, because, man, we forget that it's a whole entire gaslight. All of words are. If a word says to you, and this is the same with the mind, if the mind tries to say to you that I am reality and I am the truth, I am pointing at the moon. Really, no, I'm not pointing at the moon. I am the moon. It's like, see, no, you can only point at the moon. The moon is an experience everybody will have. That's the fucking truth. I hope this works. I'm going to put this on Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's like, where are you? Are you here? Would you understand that you're not surrendering yourself to anything but your own awareness right there, right then and there? You have made an oath to yourself that said, you know what? I'm going to be present with every bit of the energy that I bring to the table here. Take away the T, put down the able. Feeding the blonde chick money in the mountains is not a fable.